Hey guys, it's me Jack, and I'm back with another review. And today, we're gonna go back in time. Back to one of the most influential and important monster movies of all time. A movie about a giant gorilla that falls in love with a woman and ultimately meets a tragic end. I'm of course talking about Ape. Now I know what you might be thinking. This movie is just a ripoff of King Kong. Well, that's where you're wrong, you see. I have dug deep and discovered information that proves that Ape was in fact released before the original King Kong. That's right, it was made in the early 1930s. The creators of King Kong saw the movie just before it was released, and they were so blown away by it that they decided to steal its idea and make their own inferior version of it. So they tricked the public into thinking that it was actually a ripoff of their movie, when really it was the other way around. And they saw to it that the movie was never released until the 1970s. They even went so far as to add in new scenes of the characters mentioning King Kong, further tricking the audience into thinking that this is a ripoff of that film.
If you should bump into him, ask him if his name is King Kong.
But it's too bad for them because this guy knows the truth. Now, one of the most obvious things that this movie gets right is the effects. I mean, damn. The way that they use models is absolutely seamless, such as the model ship in the opening, or even this bit where the ape destroys a helicopter. You completely forget that it's models. But the biggest highlight is, of course, the ape himself. The suit is incredible, with great attention to detail with the fur. The blood on the ape's teeth is also a nice touch, and his body language is absolutely wonderful and gives him a great personality. I love how he does a little dance while he's wrecking buildings. I want to see a dance-off between him and Norm from Norm of the North, another brilliant film. The actor playing him does a great job of conveying his anger as well. The way he flails his arms around furiously while he's fighting the military. They also do a good job of showing a more human side to him. They show that he's more than an ape in a lot of ways, with him literally giving the finger, which is a real badass gangster moment. And they show he has a playful side as well, such as in the scene where he comes across a hang glider. And instead of killing him, he just sort of plays around with him, bouncing him off of his hand. And he finds it extremely fun and amusing, clapping with happiness. All of this comes together to make you sympathize with him and root for him. The ape is also shown to have incredible superpowers, with it literally blowing up the ship right at the beginning of the movie. And the ape is involved in several awesome action scenes, such as a fight with a shark, which is wonderfully choreographed and shot. It was so good that the creators of King Kong just had to rip it off with that lame Kong vs. T-Rex fight, which pales in comparison to this one. Hell, even the creators of Jaws had to rip this movie off. Hollywood, man, sometimes. This fight scene stands as one of the greatest of all time, right up there with the fight between Kirk and the Gorn from Star Trek. There's also the moment where the ape throws a snake, and it smacks right into the camera, adding a nice sense of realism. Yet again, the creators of King Kong just had to rip this scene off. But they had to ruin it by not even making it a snake. It has limbs. What the fuck? And of course we have the showdown with the military, which boasts some truly stunning shots, especially this one of a rock flung by the ape, flying towards the camera. Now, some people might criticize the way that the rock flies. It almost seems as if it's on a wire. Well, those people are fools. The intention of this moment is to show that even God is on the ape's side, and is guiding the rock towards its target. All of this builds up to a truly emotional death scene. The poor ape is finally defeated, and we end on one of the most beautiful and poetic lines that, again, King Kong couldn't help ripping off.
Boy.
It's just too big for a small world like ours.
All the human characters are great, and the actors that play them are top-notch. The actress who plays the woman that the ape falls in love with is amazing. She conveys both fear and attraction wonderfully. There's even this one part where the ape is carrying her and she is perfectly still. She almost looks like a doll. But really, it's because she's so terrified that she's absolutely frozen with fear and can't move. Now that's a committed actress. She and the actor who plays her boyfriend have a great on-screen chemistry. All of the other cast members do a great job as well. The extras do a great job of showing their fear of the ape. However, there is one very small performance in this film that is simply revolutionary. And that is this actor playing one of the men on the ship at the beginning of the movie. Just check out this line delivery as the ape is breaking out of the ship.
Oh shit.
Absolute bliss. Pacino is pissing himself with envy. I also love how we get some scenes that most other filmmakers would probably just cut because they would see them as boring and pointless. Scenes such as children playing on a playground or watching a puppet show. Again, these scenes might seem pointless, but really, they add to the story. The children have a very sweet and innocent nature, and that mirrors the nature of the ape. He doesn't fully understand everything, and he just wants to have fun. Speaking of the directing, it is top-notch. The film makes great use of its dark lighting in the beginning. There are times where you can't even really see the ape, but that just adds to the mystery and the suspense. You also get some truly amazing and striking shots, such as men firing flaming arrows right at the camera, or a piece of wood crashing right through the windshield of a car. The movie was originally shot in 3D, but these scenes translate beautifully into 2D as well. This movie is truly an amazing spectacle to behold, and easily one of the greatest monster movies ever made. So do yourself a favor, don't watch any of those stupid King Kong movies, watch this one. The original and still the greatest. I give Ape a 10 out of 10.